3 and 4 right here, fast and flowy, 1 and 2 tight, demanding, and when you go in, you can't see where you're coming out. So it's full commitment into the banking down at turn 1 as we have 1 lap to go finally before the green flag here. And with all that oil dry, it's probably going to be dusty, probably going to be slippery, and most certainly going to be wild like it is every year here on the first lap.
By the way, if you look at the top left of your screen, lap 2 of 200, remember I said there were going to be 4 pace laps and then the lap count would start. So they will come to green, but with already 2 laps under caution to get things going. So this is the first of 3 double-header weekends. We heard from the president of J5 IndyCar earlier that Mid-Ohio in 2 weeks is a 90% chance of happening. We really hope that does to finish off the second half of this season very, very well. This is the Bommarito Auto Group 500. Takuma Sato on pole, right alongside the defending IndyCar Series champion, ready to go. Look for a clean start. Let's hope everybody gets away. They're in the start zone, and Sato will see that green flag first.
Sato after the throttle early and heavy as Newgarden drafts right up behind him. Dixon looks 3 wide, and Alexander Rossi all over the curb, decides to back out. So does Sato. Sato almost taken out there.
Pagenaud was the meat in the sandwich there, got squeezed, but Sato's got a nice gap. Rossi tried to make a move, but I believe he lost the position to his teammate, so he got shuffled back a couple spots. Santino Ferrucci, cold tire master on the outside of Rossi.
Look at Pato Award.
Award and Power. Herder on the inside of Dixon and almost tagged his rear left.
That was close. Dixon. Oh my God, he nearly took himself out there. We never see Dixon get that close to other guys.
Dixon closing the door on Colton Herta. James Hinchcliffe, you talked about this at the start of the race. The outside groove in turn 1 really is the preferred one because you can shut the air off on the guy to the inside.
You can, and I'm almost waiting for some guys to choose not to defend going into one if someone's under attack. Choose the high line. It's such a tough thing to do because conventional wisdom is the bottom's where you want to be, but we've seen so many times over yesterday and already today that top line can really get rolling and you can make passes or even maybe defend passes.
Santino's flying. Yeah. He's flying through the field up to 10th.
6 places he's made up in that Sealmaster Honda. Driving with a little bit of frustration, defending from Ryan Hunter-Reay. And RHR's going to take that high side. He's got him.
Well, maybe not.
Doesn't have it yet. He fights him back, and they almost make contact. Santino hanging tough. He's going to try to come back on him, but he's been made up a bunch of positions as he goes for the outside and does it.
Oh, boy. Ferrucci. Big time.
Cuts the air off of Hunter-Reay, takes the air away.
Call was be smart with him. And look behind, Connor Daly has been able to dispose of Alexander Rossi. He's working on Rinus VeeKay. The Gallagher Carlin Chevrolet up on that high line. Here's the view from Rossi.
Rossi got shuffled back on the start. He tried an inside move and then got pinched off by his teammate, and then he lost 3 or 4 positions.
Here, closing to 1 back.
See how dirty the track is on the camera there. All the stuff that's just peltering the screen on the camera.
Takuma Sato up front boasts a 1 second lead over Joseph Newgarden, fellow Team Penske mate. Will Power in 3rd. O'Ward is in 4th. It was a good arm wrestle early between Power and O'Ward. And then Dixon in 5th. Herder in 6th. But this is Sato in tears yesterday after the race. That's how much the win meant to him. He was the defending race winner from last year. He won the Indy 500 last week. He was trying to become the first driver in 20 years to win the Indy 500 and then the very next race. Juan Pablo Montoya was the last to do that, and he had fought so hard, made up so much ground, was all over Dixon, only to narrowly miss out. This is Marco Andretti, and Simon Pagenaud's in trouble.
Oh, second day in a row for Pagenaud. Yesterday's race, Pagenaud had contact in that early start incident, but let's look at the start again with Pagenaud. He's 3 wide, Colton Herta to the outside, Marcus Ericsson to the inside, and at this point, Pagenaud knows this is not going to work out. That is a smart move to avoid being totally eliminated in the race today. But watch Ferrucci in the black Sealmaster car, goes to the high side of Palou and just fires it off here into turn 1. High, wide, and handsome.
Yeah, he's really got an awareness of what direction the cars are going to go as he rounds up Rossi right there, and then he lines all of these guys up here and goes for the outside down the back straightaway and makes some more passes.
Oh, look at VK. Look at VK. Oh, that was even better. The Sonax Chevrolet, the 19-year-old Dutch driver, that was outstanding.
Well, hey, hang on here. Ferrucci's saying, oh, you like that? Watch this. I'm coming back on the front straightaway with a run for the second lap in a row, going high into turn one.
These kids, we told you about it at the top of the show, IndyCar Live. The youngsters are turning it on. Kev?
When I walked up to him on the grid today, I said, did you make any changes to make the car better? And his eyes got big and he said, oh yeah, we weren't even very good yesterday. And he raced his way up to fourth, so watch out for Santino Ferrucci today.
Tell you, a guy that we don't really give that much love to, who's doing a terrific job this weekend, is Jack Harvey. He ran fourth for the longest time yesterday, and with a ill-timed yellow, he got shuffled to the back of the pack. Right now, he's running seventh, having another great weekend on the ovals.
I spoke to Mike Shank, one of his team co-owners. Mike said it is, you know, other than that race where he finished on the podium at the Indy Grand Prix last year, Mike Shank said, I think that's the best I've seen Jack drive yesterday, and he's really, Hinch, feeling more comfortable on the ovals each and every time. He got a pair of top 10s at Iowa earlier this year, and I think is a good day coming today.
Here comes the Penske boys. It looks like they're going to hit the pit lane.
Newgarden the first to do it, Kevin.
Joseph Newgarden, as we see one of the Arrow McLarens, that's Pato O'Ward, coming in, making his first stop. They have been excellent on stops almost every time this year. We've seen several already come in. Joseph Newgarden, no change is expected for him. All of the Penskes made some changes from yesterday to today. We'll check back in up front again. Hinch, go ahead.
Number 60 car is in. Meyer-Shank Racing. Jack Harvey coming in for 4 tires. No adjustments on that car. He's happy. He just hasn't had. Oh, Kevin.
Most of the leaders in, including Scott Dixon, running in fifth most of this first sequence. Also see Simon Pagenaud will power in. No changes for power in this circumstance. And some tight racing off the pit road. And Newgarden wins that little mini battle.
Newgarden gets position.
See how these guys blend. Look at Rena's VK. There's the benefit of pitting early and getting in clean air. VK already has made his stop outside of Newgarden and takes the position. So once again, that early gamble paying off for the 21. Here comes Power.
Let's see where he blends in comparison to VK and his teammate Joseph Newgarden. Newgarden's already over the start-finish line. This is going to be really close between the two Penske Chevrolet drivers. Power ahead. Can he stay ahead of VK?
I think he's going to stay ahead of VK if he can get the tires up to temp. He's got to have a good corner here. The outlap is so important. VK closing the gap, has the inside line, but I think he's safe.
Troubles continue today for Pagenaud. Just very uncharacteristic. If you think back a couple years ago when he was leading this race and battling for position with Joseph Newgarden.
Here comes the leader. Last lap was a 25.7, so his in-lap was strong. We'll see if this pans out for him. He put together some really good laps the last 3 or 4 laps.
Pato O'Ward has just entered turns 1 and 2. We'll keep you in the loop as to where the next quickest guy is.
A little long in the box there, locked it up. Townsend slid about a foot long, but guys got it. Nice pit stop.
Here comes O'Ward, front straight. This is going to be close.
It's going to be real close.
Really
I think he's
close.
going to get him. He's got him easy.
No problem at all. Pato O'Ward.
He lost a lot of spots.
To the lead of the race.
And I don't think that was just from sliding long. I think that's from staying out, trapped behind Charlie Kimball, because once Sato cleared Kimball, he picked up half a second a lap.
Well, he lost about 7 spots on that exchange. So what worked for him yesterday to jump almost to get ahead of Dixon today does not work out.
He goes in behind Felix Rosenqvist in 8th position and some almost 6 seconds down on the new race leader, Pato O'Ward, who led nearly 100 laps yesterday. The 21-year-old Mexican driver for Arrow McLaren SP is back out in front, and he told me today he feels comfortable leading this star-studded field. He's doing it again.
Here comes the call for O'Ward to pit lane.
He's coming in, so it'll be interesting to see if Power follows him or tries to do one more lap and try to get a quick lap in, Hinch.
He had a huge lockup coming to the PLC. On the marks, he was okay, and the crew itself was okay. Speedway gas in, Firestone tires on, but hopefully he does not get a speeding penalty for that big lockup coming down to the pit lane speed limit.
Boy, you can see how much Award hustles on the apron, squirrely, hanging on. Knife's edge handling for Award. Let's see how he does coming to the box.
And not only do you have to get on the pit lane as quickly as possible, you've got to hit your marks. It's not just simply what the pit stop and the crew guys do. Do you hit your marks exactly? I think he did this time. Let's watch the Arrow McLaren guys. They get a tear off from the Arrow screen. No changes, back out, and let's see where he will mix in.
He hustles out really hard. He yesterday was like sideways coming out of the pit lane here, getting up to speed. We'll see what happens with.
Well, Rinus VeeKay is coming up the front straight. It's got VeeKay within 1 lap of Award, where it was 5 laps before.
Will Power should be coming in this next lap. Pato Award slots out right behind Santino Ferrucci, so he's got to get some good laps in here, and here he comes.
Power is in the Verizon Chevrolet for Team Penske, running second. Took over the lead when Award pitted. Now his teammate Joseph Newgarden goes to the lead, Kev.
And this will give us a really good look at in and out laps and how quick the stops are, because Pato Award was just barely ahead on the track and he's already made his stops. Also a tear off for Will Power. No changes. He likes the car. He's away. Scott Dixon is also in. Power is going to beat him off pit road. Dixon looks like they make a little bit of a throttling adjustment. And where does Power come out in relation to Award?
Award's gone into turn 1. It's going to be tight here.
I think he's got him.
Yeah, he has.
Yep.
Pato's going to
hang on. Award's got a big ton of speed coming down the back straightaway. Can he do anything with that speed?
He's got to really time this corner and get the power down right now and get the draft. And here he comes. Does he have enough?
Pato Award on Will Power. I think Power may hang tough unless Pato goes the high line here. Power's got it. He's got up to speed very effectively.
So running 1 lap further was a benefit. It didn't help Sato running all those extra laps, but that 1 lap and a little bit of clear traffic. And look at VeeKay now putting the pressure on Pato Award.
Sato to pit lane. Colton Herta stays out. Colton Herta in the same situation as Sato. So now Colton Herta has clean air. Sato will peel in. Hopefully have a better stop than last time.
Didn't look as quick as Pato Award for that warm-up lane. We'll see what the overall time is. But we'll see where this all cycles out, Kevin.
Derek Davidson talking him in. Had to ask him 3 different times, do you want any changes? As Mike was getting cut off, no changes. 59 laps in the first stint, 50 this time around for the number 30, Ray Hall, Letterman, Lanigan Racing Honda. Keeping an eye on Will Power, solid stop for the RL guys. Now, where is he going to mix in with Will Power?
Power's going to be easily ahead. So too is Award. So too is Newgarden. So too is VeeKay.
Well, Herta, Andretti, Kimball stay out. Last lap for Herta, 26-0. We'll see if he can get ahead of Sato on this pit stop exchange. If it works for him, he's now caught the back of Askew. So now he's going to pit now that he's in the turbulent air.
Capstone Turbine Honda of Andretti, Harding, Steinbrenner, Autosport. Colton Herta, all bar those opening laps when he was involved in some skirmishes, is kind of having a similar race to yesterday. Doing his own thing, meeting his fuel number, staying out of trouble, heads up drive from the youngster.
Look at how dirty the apron is too. Still dust flying everywhere from the oil dry earlier. Hinch, he's coming to you. Let's see what the 88 has on pit lane.
He tried to go a few laps shorter than Takuma Sato on the last stint. It helped him get in front. We'll see what he's going to do this time, going a little bit longer, taking advantage of that clean air. Like you guys said, clean on the marks. 4 Firestones going on. Tear-off coming off. Small hiccup on the left front, but waiting on fuel anyway. That was a pretty clean stop. Now let's see if that gets him out. High fives all around here in the 88.
Yeah, this is looking good. This is looking really good because Power's only coming out of 4. This could be close. It could slot him into 3rd place, maybe ahead of Newgarden. We'll see.
Newgarden's going to go by, but he's got a big gap to those other cars, so he's jumped about 3 or 4 cars.
All right, Dinkard, you got a big gap right there. All clear, all clear.
Sato filed out.
Here comes Sato off turn 2, stuck behind Zach Veach. Sato followed by Dixon, so Colton Herta performs the overcut really well, stays out, had the quicker laps. Sato, meanwhile, just trapped behind Veach, who's 2 laps down.
We got problems here for Ericsson. Back wing is loose, it's moving around, I can see. So something wrong with the back wing posts, and you don't want to drive with it like that.
It's got to be terrifying for Marcus Ericsson to have a rear wing that produces all of the stability on the back of the car at high speeds, and that thing's just completely loosened itself up. It looks like the entire attenuator piece.
Yeah, the wing doesn't really, it's bolted to that carbon fiber attenuator, and then the attenuator is completely bolted to the back of the gearbox.
There's quick releases so that they can change rear wings if they need to, but now it looks like there's a gearbox issue or maybe something else.
Folks, this sport, this series, is not only entertainment driven and spectacle driven, it's personality driven. And one of the biggest and best personalities in the sport for more than 2 decades has been this 45-year-old Brazilian, Tony Kanaan. Quite often, more often than not, the most popular driver in the series. This could very well be TK's final IndyCar race. He's in that big machine vodka Chevrolet. The father of 4, his lovely wife Lauren watching on. This is a very emotional day. He's received so many congratulatory notes and messages and calls and well-wishing for this weekend. Keep in mind, he's a 2004 champion, 2013 Indy 500 winner. He is the Iron Man of the sport with 318 consecutive starts.
So we're within the final window, easily being able to make it home. They all could have gone longer this, and all these cars that are stopping here are in peril of being caught out by a caution, but they weren't leading the race at this point. For Scott Dixon, trying to sweep the weekend, it's going to take a lot of work to be able to get that done. So makes sense here to try something different from the others, right, Townsend?
Well, for Scott Dixon, I like this move. Scott Dixon's going to come out in perfectly clean air, all by himself. Sato coming in way earlier than he needs to. That's because he was running in traffic. They try to make a wing change there, which costs probably a precious few tenths of a second. But for Scott Dixon, watch for super fast lap times out of the number 9.
And Connor Daly is shadowing Dixon as well in that Gallagher Chevrolet. Sato's released and sent. Here comes Santino Ferrucci from inside the top 10 in the Sealmaster Honda.
Hits his marks a little bit short. Yesterday's final stop had a mistake on it. This one so far looks clean. Another mistake on pit.
Oh my gosh.
The last stop again is a bad one.
And they actually spent time this morning working on pit stops because of that issue yesterday. They weren't in position to win this race, but still running solidly in the top 10. It cost them a few more spots. And Pato O'Ward, running second, is in for his final stop. Will Power has stayed out, still needs one more stop, maintaining the lead. 50 miles per hour, Award coming down. Joseph Newgarden also, we should see him coming in behind as well. Award, though, hits his pit stop first. Rinus VeeKay has come in from the top 5 and is leaving. The Arrow McLaren team has been solid. Looks like a pretty good stop this time around for Pato O'Ward. So we will wait for Will Power to make his final stop. Newgarden is going to race him out and trying to find that spot. Who's going to win that race, Diff?
He will win it. Newgarden wins it.
On the warm-up lane. Pato's not giving up on the outside here, trying to make it happen.
Inside.
But Will Power got held up by Ed Carpenter on the warm-up lane, and this is the battle right now, I think, for the lead, because I think Will Power got held up.
Award had to relinquish that spot there, and now Power is released.
This is going to be super tight. They just came off turn 4. Will Power was held up in the warm-up line behind Ed Carpenter, and here they come, and they sweep by Will Power around. He goes from first to third.
Here comes Askew as well.
Clear up now.
Who's stuck behind, but I wonder if Askew can get in front of Power and give a little buffer to Award. Award back up front, but that was so dicey. Let's take a look again at Will Power stop.
He came in right here and got bottled up with traffic and then followed Ed Carpenter into the pit lane, and Ed was just not as fast as what it's going to take to win this race, and he just got stuck there all the way around the pit lane. And then we watch the pit stop here. Pato O'Ward, he drag races Newgarden at the end of the pit lane, and they race side by side on the warm-up lane out onto the track.
Let's not forget that the Hitachi squad of the #1 car, Joseph Newgarden had multiple laps advantage on the other players as far as his last stop. He could have had a shorter fill fuel-wise, and that allowed him to get ahead of not only Pato O'Ward, but his teammate Will Power. VK there sweeping around the Gainbridge Honda of Zach Veach, arguing over some real estate because Veach needed to get in.
Comers and goers, people on different strategies, pitting at different time, but here comes Herta. He's gone a little bit longer. He's in the lead right now as he pits.
Pitting from the lead on that little bit of a longer run. Like we said, he had that fuel advantage. He's not going to need a full fill here. So I just said, on tires, the fuel's done. Oh, a little bit of a hold up there. Tires not in front of him, but
he's going to go to the lead.
Let's see where he goes.
He's going to go to the lead.
Super fast stop from the 88 guys. Let's watch Colton Herta on the front straightaway.
It's going to be tight.
He's going to go
Where's
to the
Newgarden?
lead. He knows there.
He's going to go into third probably, though.
I don't know if he'll be able to hold on to third.
Good stop, though, from the Andretti Harding-Steinbrenner team. Here comes Power.
He's going to go into fourth. He's going to beat VK on that exchange. As Askew on hot tires, he's a lap down, so I would let him go.
All good.
Colton Herta had his hands full in that capstone turbine Honda. Rinus VK comes by. They clipped.
Well, it all started in turns 1 and 2. He ran into the corner real hard, got loose, got up in the gray, and was hanging on through 1 and 2. Then he had a drag race with VK Townsend down the back straight, tried to hang tough on the inside. They touched, and he got up in the dirty stuff again and in that oil dry and barely kept it off the wall.
Talking about kicking a guy when he's down. The guy saves it all the way through 3 and 4, and then there's just like 40 pounds of oil dry still high from the pre-race oil issue. And Colton Herta, what a job to hang on, and he's still 6th, James, after all of that.
Yeah, that's the most impressive part about it. That was 2 big moments in 2 consecutive corners, and he got on the radio very willpower about Rinus VK, if you catch my drift. Lots of very angry words coming out of him. There's no written rule about what VK did, but there's a gentleman's agreement, guys. That was not a very kosher move. We saw a rookie last year, Santino Ferrucci, get some talking to by a veteran and Joseph Newgarden. I guarantee you these two are going to have words after this race.
You know what I think this speaks beautifully to, fellas, and you're both products of it. Wasn't called that back when you were in it, but the road to Indy, the junior formula, and the steps, those tangible steps going through those categories to get to IndyCar. And these two we're watching here, Joseph Newgarden and Pato O'Ward, are students of that and products of that. And if you complete each and every step along that way of that road to Indy, it delivers you to IndyCar, ready to race at a top level like Pato O'Ward and Joseph Newgarden, of course, the 2-time champ. Here they are, both Indy Lights champions.
Cool to close this thing out.
Townsend and I are both graduates of Indy Lights and champions, and it is critical to learn these tracks in fast race cars, because when you come from Europe or don't do oval racing, it's a big step, Townsend, and Indy Lights is a critical step if you want to be successful in Indy cars.
No question about it. You learn not only the tracks, but you learn the dynamics of racecraft and how to deal with situations just like this. Pato O'Ward. Whoa, that might help Pato O'Ward.
This might help out a little bit. These guys make contact in turn 1. Pagano way up high, leaves the door open, but that could have been disastrous for those guys.
Well, and really big break for Pato O'Ward, because if Pagano could have put himself between Newgarden and O'Ward, that would have really helped Newgarden with some breathing room. Now Newgarden has to turn up the wick a bit, because Pato catching back up after that moment between Rossi and Pagano. There's more action in turn 1.
Power on Andretti, goes past his teammate as well. He's not past Marco just yet. Chops the front off. Will Power there. He has to catch it.
Now VK's got to run. He's going to challenge for 3rd place here. He's super aggressive. Going to thread the needle.
Here we go.
Whoa, that was wild.
And VK had to just tone it back there a little bit, tuck it back in.
All the while, here comes Colton Herta on Scott Dixon.
Dixon's moves over.
That's Askew.
To get by Askew, but he can't get down the inside as Herta looks on the outside. All this lap traffic coming into play with 4 to go.
Oh, Sato's in the wall.
We might have a shootout here.
You bet. Caution. Only 4 laps to go, though.
Well, hopefully they can get this. There's no reason to stop here. They can have a shootout to the end.
Got to get the pace car out and get them stacked up.
And Tim Cindric says, oh boy. Taylor Kyle from Arrow McLaren SP says, yes, it gives my guy a shot at the champion.
It's a perfect opportunity right now to stop these guys and red flag it if they could.
Well, but I don't know that there'd be any debris, so if we can get the safety truck off, it's almost the same situation as Indianapolis.
Well, there's maybe not enough laps left to reset.
Yeah, Sato doesn't want to come in. I don't know if his car's bent, but it is bent because it's crabbing sideways. He wants to finish this thing in his position without losing laps.
So here comes Newgarden across start finish. So that's 2 laps to go. Can they peel him off right here? So there will not be a red flag, we're being told. The question is, can they peel it off with 1 to go and restart?
Well, the question too is Sato, who's in 9th right now with a bent car. If they do restart, can he hang on to that and not wreck?
Well, the problem is there's a bunch of cars behind Sato that need to stack up and pack up. There they are, and they can't pack up with Sato out there.
It'll finish under yellow, guys. Not enough time. Second weekend in a row.
Not sure if Pato had anything, but he would have had a shot. But that's, you know, tough way to end the race here. It was getting so exciting. That last 10 laps, there was all kinds of action happening.
Well, and the benefit for Sato to just hang on to that bent car is he sits 9th right now. So those are valuable points to hang on to. And there you see the white flag.
So Joseph Newgarden will win this race, and in just a lap's time he will break this incredible run of a different winner every single time here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. We showed you a highlight earlier of Joseph winning back in 2017. He's going to cruise to his 2nd victory, not only here at this track, but his 2nd win on the 2020 championship, and a massive point swing in his favor, clawing back more than 20 points on Scott Dixon. That's the day.
Pit stop victory today.
Pit stops.
Drive it, man.
Pit stops gave us victory today, says Joseph.
You guys did great. It's been amazing all year in the pit. We got it done again today. Great job.
Joseph Newgarden wins again at Worldwide Technology Raceway. 2nd win for him, 2nd win of the year, and that is a much improved result on yesterday's 12th place finish. And the Team Penske guys at the Hitachi #1 team, they celebrate, and justifiably so. It is dual podiums for Pato O'Ward.
Take us through this one today. How did you get it done?
I mean, this was all the pit stop victory right here for me. You know, we got pretty dicey with Will and Pato there on track, but my guys have been amazing in the pits. Just they've put me in position every time, and it was really fun racing Pato out of the pit. That was for the win right there. Was that race? We went side by side out of the pit exit. He did an amazing job. He's really he's going to do great things, I think, in this sport. So good job to him. Thanks to the, you know, obviously it's a smaller crowd. We weren't allowed to have as many people here, but thank you to everyone that came out, and I hope you enjoyed your Sunday, and hope you enjoyed the race. But like I said, this was all down to my team. Team Chevy did an amazing job. Great to have Hitachi on the car this weekend, and they've been good luck for us. But really proud of my team. They won the race. I didn't win it. They won it.
You can't get back in the championship all in one particular race, but probably safe to say you're not quite ready to give up the one yet until it's mathematically impossible.
Well, we can't give up on it, obviously yet, like you said. Yesterday was a pretty big blow. We've been pretty bitten by bad luck, I think, this year. The yellows have really gone against us, probably 3 or 4 out of the 8 races. So, what are you going to do? Sometimes it comes your way, sometimes it doesn't. I feel like this year they haven't really come our way. But that's racing. You got to hopefully get on a good cycle, and maybe this will be a little Kickstarter for the end of the season for us.
Congratulations. Enjoy it. Joseph Newgarden has won twice here at Worldwide Technology Raceway, and Team Penske has won half of the 12 races. Just moments ago, Newgarden climbing out and celebrating outside St. Louis.